3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everyone, to the W Sports Podcast. Jimothy Tubby here because last week we were 5-1 in our playoff picks for the Super Wildcard round, and we're bringing it to you this week. So if you're watching right now on YouTube or your Facebook, wherever it is that you consume the W Sports Podcast, we want to know what your picks are in the chat. So drop them in today, and we are going to go through the divisional round playoff picks today. So Tubby, it's full-on playoff season, and there are some really, really great matchups this week.
Yeah, there is. There's some really interesting matchups too. You got the 49ers is Packers kryptonite in the playoffs as recent.
Yep.
Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes has had Allen's number the 2 times they met in the playoffs. So you got some interesting things going on with the playoffs this weekend.
Yeah, and the Bills are already saying that Patrick Mahomes hasn't had to play Josh Allen in Buffalo, especially in a playoff atmosphere, because the one time they did, it was during the COVID season where there were no fans. So that is going to be a big key piece because they played each other 6 total times, and 5 of which have been in Arrowhead Stadium, which home field advantage means a lot. And so that game that they lost earlier just a month and a half ago, it's looming large right now. So we're going to go through each of the games, and we're going to start with the Saturday games. We're going to give you picks, maybe some of the thoughts of why we're picking those. And we're just going to get after it. And I want to remind you, Tubby and I were 5-1 each last week, with the only game that he lost. Which one was it for you?
Lions-Rams.
Lions-Rams. And then I lost the Packers-Cowboys. So both of us, across the board, we were actually pretty stinking good. We got every game right with the 2 of us. So hoping to just run the table this weekend. So are you feeling like you're good to go? We'll start with the NFC matchup, your Packers versus the 49ers. That game is Saturday, correct?
Yeah, Saturday night.
That's what I thought. Okay. So traveling all the way to San Francisco, like you said, they are the kryptonite, but Jordan Love seems like he is ready to go with the playoff football. So how are you feeling, and who are you picking?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how the young players really go, stick it out in this game against a really tough defense. But I'm a Packers fan. Right now, I'm gonna ride with the Packers. I think that there's a chance that maybe with the 49ers basically having 2 weeks off with their starters, that they may be a little rusty.
It's true.
And so I'm gonna go with the homer pick, and I'm gonna take the Packers.
I thought you might. I love it. And hey, the thing is, the Packers right now, they're playing with house money. So if they get the right momentum on their side, or they get Brock Purdy turning the ball over a couple times, I think there's a good chance. I'm going to pick the 49ers, unfortunately. I want the Packers to win big time. I think that would be awesome. But I'm going to pick the 49ers this week. It got me in trouble last week, obviously. That was the only game I lost. But I just feel like with the skill positions they have, Brock Purdy doesn't have to be perfect. If he's not horrendous, they should be fine. So I'm going to pick the 49ers. I do think it will be a good game, though. Packers just have to run the ball, and, they have the team to do it. At least keep it close.
Hopefully, at least let it be close.
Yeah, let it be close. Let it be a good game. I think. I was at the gym yesterday, and they were replaying the 2021 divisional round playoffs, and I was like, man, I forgot how incredible that whole round was. Every single game was like a 1-score game. It was insane, and hopefully we get something similar with some of these great matchups. We'll move over to the number 1 seed, Baltimore Ravens, hosting the Houston Texans this week. And again, another team, young quarterback, playing with house money. Is there a chance that Houston can knock off the number 1 seed, Baltimore Ravens?
I think there's a chance. Lamar Jackson's 1-3 in the playoffs. He has as many playoff wins as John Wolford since 2018, since he's been in the league. So that tells you he doesn't play great in the playoffs. But I feel like they're on a mission this year. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think they're going to keep it close. I want to pick C.J. Stroud because I think it would be awesome to see Stroud, move on. But I'm going to go with the Ravens. I'm going to say that they have something cooking up a little bit different than they've had the last, handful of times they've been in the playoffs.
We'll see. It has been almost 3 weeks since Lamar Jackson has been in full playing game mode. And so to me, I'm worried about the rustiness. I'm worried about him and all the timing with all of his receivers. This is a playoff team that, like you said, they've 1-3, and they've usually struggled to pass the ball effectively. So I don't know. I can't believe it. I'm picking C.J. Stroud to make the upset, to go in to Baltimore and get the win to continue on this, again, house money magical run. They are way ahead of schedule with this team. I just think that the matchup has definitely it's set them up to have a shot. I think, and if
Yep.
it is a shootout, give me CJ Stroud. And I can't believe I'm saying that about Lamar Jackson. I mean, this just
Well,
feels wrong, but
I mean, I think yeah, if it's a shootout, I think CJ Stroud has every ability to win that game because I think if you're talking just like pure quarterback wise, I think he's better of a pure quarterback than Lamar
yeah,
Jackson is.
yeah, I hear what you're saying on that. Could you imagine though if both Packers and the Texans win, the number one seeds go down? It just feels like that number one overall seed, you get that bye. It's great because you automatically are one further into the playoffs, but you just think about all the time off, including week 18 when you're resting starters for injuries if you've already locked that position up. So it just becomes a bit of a gamble. So looking at the next game, we have the early game, the NFC. We're going to continue on. We have the Detroit Lions hosting a game with the potential to win and make it to the NFC Championship game, which is absolutely crazy. So we have them, and they're going to continue on this mission. And do they win this game?
I mean, I want Baker to win really bad. I would
Right?
love to see Baker make it to the NFC Championship game, but I think I think the Lions are gonna win. I think we're gonna see a Packers Lions NFC Championship game in Detroit. When can you ever have said that
Dude,
sentence and
never.
with a straight face that there's the potential that could really happen? So that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with NFC North. The division everyone kind of pushed to the
We
side
did.
and kind of like, meh, they're probably not that good this year.
Yeah.
Two teams make it to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, I love the boldness of picking the Detroit Lions. Like last week, Dan Campbell's going to play to win this game. We saw that in the way
Mm-hmm.
he coached, the way he called the plays and the decisions he made. And you're going to see it again in this one. And I'm also picking the Detroit Lions to make the NFC Championship game, which I think is absolutely crazy. I think it's great for Baker. He's locked himself to be one of their quarterbacks for Tampa Bay for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And that team can improve this next year. They do have great weapons, obviously, Mike Evans, Godwin. So the Lions are going to have every obstacle to cover essentially in this game to make sure they win.
Mm-hmm.
But I do see them getting the win. And again, I'm not picking the Packers, but I would love to see that matchup. I think it would be incredible.
Yeah.
So, all right, last game we got the one. It's the prime time. It's the late game on Sunday. Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. Bills hosting the Chiefs this time with a winner to head to the AFC Championship game. Is this the year that Josh Allen takes that spot in the AFC Championship game over Patrick Mahomes, who's been there year after year after year after year?
I mean, this if I'm correct, this is Patrick Mahomes' first road playoff game,
Yeah.
and so that might come into play. But I think there's just too many injuries for the Buffalo Bills on the defensive side. I never, like I said last week, I will never count out Mahomes, Reed, or Spagnuolo when
Yeah.
it comes to playoff time. And this is
Yeah.
we saw a different offense last week. Yeah, it was frigid, cold, whatever. Maybe the Dolphins, they had some injuries too, but I just,
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to count them out. I think
Yeah.
that they get the win, and Buffalo's going to be sitting at home again, at losing to Patrick Mahomes with a chance to get to the NFC Championship game or the AFC
Well,
Championship game.
yeah, and in the chat, the same thing. Joseph just put, nope, Mahomes is going to keep going. And I love that too. We're going to see the opportunity here for him to make his, correct me if I'm wrong, sixth consecutive AFC Championship game, which is absolutely insane. Looking at this team, I'm picking the Chiefs. Until they lose, I got to pick them. It's like picking against the Patriots in the Belichick Brady era. You
Mm-hmm.
could, but the likelihood is you're probably going to be wrong.
Yeah.
And you just can't count them out. The one thing I will say that's different about this Bills team that's going to keep them closer than years before is the fact that they've been able to run the ball with Cook more so than they have in the past. And that's been the thing. Like rewatching the game from 2021, I'm like, they just didn't have any running game. They didn't trust it except for Josh Allen. And I think this year is going to be a little different. So if the Chiefs can lock down the run, they can force a couple turnovers. I think they're going to be in position. This should be an incredible game. It should be one possession. Whoever has the ball last is going to ultimately, I think, win this game, whether that's through a score or getting that last first down. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this has potential to be one of the best games of the NFL season this year.
Yeah, and we counted out the Buffalo Bills 6 weeks ago, thinking they're not going to make the playoffs. This team's in shambles. Beat the Chiefs, went on a roll, won the division, got the 2 seed, and here we are. But yeah, the Chiefs defense, again, Joseph in the chat just saying it's better than it's ever been. And I 100% agree. Rashee
Mhm.
Rice coming alive. We're going to see what
Yep.
the game plan is for the Bills against the Chiefs because that's going to be the tough part.
Yeah. No, I think for them, they're going to have to get Dalton Kincaid into this game more like they did last week because you're without Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs. If that secondary did what they did against Tyreek Hill, what can they do against
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs?
Yeah. So if you're in the Buffalo area, I did hear that they're trying to shovel out some more snow. Again, another lake effect snowstorm. So you can head over there to do that. But the game should just be cold weather. There shouldn't be any snow, as far as we can tell, in these games
Mhm.
or rain compared to last week. So it's just a cold weekend, but it's going to be a great weekend for the divisional round playoffs. They've started this week. I hope you're going to be able to watch as many of those games and then check back in with us on Monday as we break down all those games and preview the championship weekend, which is absolutely crazy that we're already at that point in the season. Tubby, any final words before we sign off?
Go, Pat, go.
Go, Pat, go. Let's go, Chiefs. We're hoping that we can meet in the Super Bowl. That'd be incredible. Just saying,
Yeah.
repeat of Super Bowl one. Why not?
Let's do it.
But till then, we are going to see you all next time. Thank you so much for listening, joining the chat, and putting your picks in the game. We love that, and we will see you all next time.
See ya.